Today we're at Epcot for a debut of a brand new meet and greet character, and it's not exactly who you think it is. Today we're here to meet Ord from Dragon Tales. He used to be blue, now he's turned purple, and he's wearing a... There we go. There is a whole lot of brand new things happening here at Disney World that have happened in the past few days. Not only is obviously Figment meeting and greeting now, there was a bear sighting. Obviously, we're not there now, but we will be at Magic Kingdom later, so thank you for being here. There's also construction. We have some cool construction clips from the monorail of the Center Future World, which honestly, I think will be opening on time now. I know they said, I think November, December, that the rest of, like, the front of the park will be opening, and honestly, they have made so much progress. I'm excited for today. We're gonna do a lot of stuff. There's new merch too, which we're gonna go see next. We're bear watching today. I see him. Security right over there. Go get him. Go get him.
Although it may still be the food and wine here at Epcot, they're already hard at work preparing for the Festival of the Arts this winter. Look at those artists hard at work. It's like they've been doing this for about 2 to 3 years, huh?
Today we're joined by Max. I don't know if Max has appeared on the For Love of Vlogging channel. He lives in Tampa now. Can I say that? Sure. Okay. He lives in Tampa now, so he's not in the parks, but he's been in my TikTok videos forever, so we're here at the parks. We have entered Creations Shop here at Epcot for one reason and one reason only. This went on sale yesterday. It is the Walt, like the Thinking Walt statue that they're going to be putting in the back of Epcot. The concept art will look like this. And this is exactly what the gift, the souvenir version of it looks like. Please, in the comments, please tell me what you think this looks like. What is he doing right now? He's not only thinking, he's stinking as well. This is not the thinking statue, it's a stinking statue. I don't know, I'm here for like a TikTok reel of this, and obviously we're gonna, yeah, it's expensive though. How expensive is it, Max?
Man, limit 2 per guest, $95? Are you kidding me? Honestly, just wait a couple weeks. I guarantee half of them are gonna break and you'll end up at that cast connection place.
We have moved on over here to the Brew Wing to try a brand new festival item that is very exclusive. So exclusive you can't even find it at any of the booths here at the festival. It came from my house. We have an Uncrustable, a Smucker's Uncrustable, and I've been doing this a lot, and I recommend other people do this because food is expensive at the parks, and this is honestly probably a much healthier option as well, and I've been trying to do that more, but we'll give you guys a full review of this in 1 second. All right, so Max actually got stuff from the festival because he's normally not here on a weekly basis. What did you get?
The Impossible Slider, the Pickled Milkshake, because I've heard a lot of good and interesting things about that, and the Buffalo Brussels Sprouts. This one might be an interesting one. Ryan's probably going to want to stay away from this one because you might get another video out of it, but...
No, I like that one.
Oh, you do?
Actually, yeah, it doesn't hurt my stomach at all.
Which is interesting. But yeah, so try a couple things and we'll see how it is. I've had this before, the slider, the milkshake I've never had, and Brussels sprouts are my favorite, so I'm assuming I'm gonna like those. So we'll see how this goes.
All right, I've already dug into my Uncrustable. Let me just show you exactly. We're gonna do a Uncrustable pull. Ready? Whoa! Whoa! Look at that. That's an amazing pull. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend.
So we just got done. The pickle shake, it was a weird kind of like flavor. I mean, you start out like vanilla because of, you know, the whipped cream. Then you hit that like pickle taste and smacks you right in the face. It wasn't bad. I mean, I just don't think I can drink all of it right now just because it's so hot out and I'll probably feel sick afterwards. Brussels sprouts were good. Little spicy. So if you really like spice, it's good for you. The Impossible Slider, though, I would definitely say always get because I've never had a bad one here. Every time I think I get it every time I'm here, and it's always good. It was there. It was underneath there.
Breaking news, the bridge is up. You don't see this very often. I know for Illuminations, the old fireworks show that they used to have here, it would happen all the time. But now it's a little less frequent. I believe it's only once a day now. I don't know. Have you seen this before? Has anybody seen this before? I never catch it, really. Let me know in the comments. In the comments, am I too close? Am I too close to you? What are you gonna do? We have made the jump over to Magic Kingdom, and we're here simply to tell you guys what went on yesterday at the time of recording. And it's a pretty crazy story that I'm still finding hard to believe actually happened. Now, I know a lot of you who watch this vlog are already so tapped into the Disney parks sphere that you probably already know what I'm talking about. But in case you don't, let me describe exactly what happened here at Magic Kingdom on Monday morning. The park did not fully open. Only half the park opened. I believe it was Adventureland and Frontierland never opened at the beginning because there was an issue, and there was already rumors within, people who worked here that it was a bear somehow got into the property of Magic Kingdom, and that is indeed the case. There was news reports all over, including mainstream news that was talking about everything that happened. They ended up shutting down half of the park for a majority of the day up until 2 o'clock, I believe, when they did end up catching the bear and taking it away to put it in a reserve or a national park. I don't know. It's flashing up on the screen right now because I don't know all the finite details of it, but yeah, it was back by the railroad, by the Native American village apparently, and stuff like that. Climbed a tree, kinda. I don't know. I'd hate to be the cast member who discovered it, but that, yeah, as long as they weren't alone. I don't know. Is that Max is cringing right now? No, I fully it's weird. It's really weird that this happened in the first place, but. There you go, there's the story. I do have a little bit of insider info about when they originally found the bear. They were doing morning testing of Big Thunder Mountain. The train went into one of the tunnels, and when it came out, the bear was in the last row of the train. Can you believe that? We have some footage of it right here. Look at this, do you see this? This is insane. I don't know how I got this security footage. That's clearly just, yeah. Was that a good joke? Was that good? Max, what would you do if you encountered a bear while walking through Frontierland?
Probably run the other way and hope if I get attacked, I get a free shirt out of it or something.
I don't know about you, but I feel like I'd try to fight it off somehow. You wouldn't try and fight?
Not a shot. Oh my God.
I gotta hold on for this one. Oh my God. Here's the big drop. Oh! One more update that we have not talked about yet was something that happened at D23, and that was a change in the Country Bear Jamboree was announced. Let me go through a few of the details. The Country Bear Jamboree is not stranger to change. There's been many different iterations of the Country Bear Jamboree. Actually, the one that we see here, I don't think is even the original version. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. But one of the major changes to the Country Bear Jamboree that was very needing to happen was that there is a specific character whose last name is McGraw, whose first name was a not so good name. It was legitimately a racial slur, and the change should have happened probably in the 80s, and it did not happen. And it's finally changed, and it's something that I would very, very much like to acknowledge. There's a lot of people that are not acknowledging that change, but it's something that is very, very important, and I think that's probably one of the major pushes in doing this change. But they're also introducing new songs, taking away old ones. There's a few lyrics to some of the old songs that are a little bit not appropriate for all ages, and weird for this time in 2023. Some people are slightly upset with these changes because some of the songs they were teasing already, in this teaser clip, were Disney songs and not original country type stuff. I think if they keep Davy Crockett, maybe they keep one of the other ones. I don't know. I think it'd be good. It'll be good in general, and maybe we get some seasonal stuff like the summer one or the holiday one, like they used to do. They used to do that. Now they haven't done it for what, 20, 30 years, something ridiculous like that. It'd be great, and I'm excited that it's staying here and not doing the rumored Woody's Roundup. Whatever type thing that they were talking about doing. I don't know. I don't think it would have worked. Welcome to the People Mover podcast. Today, we are talking about working for the Walt Disney Company, and Max is going to tell us all about his experience while working for the Walt Disney Company. He's shaking his head. Okay, so there's a very high possibility this may be episode 1 of 1. I totally just sprung this on both of us today. All right, Max, question number one. When did you work for the Walt Disney Company?
I worked 2 different times. 2016, I was a custodian at ESPN Wide World of Sports, and then I came back down to do another CP, and I was a PhotoPass photographer here at Magic Kingdom. 2018 till about, say, 2020, right after COVID hit, and then I came back and then left again.
Why did you leave the Walt Disney Company?
I left for a better opportunity at another theme park that I do not regret doing. I was a scare actor at Halloween Horror Nights, and the schedules didn't link up, and unfortunately it got too much and I had to leave. It's okay though.
All right, Max, do you have any advice for people who are wanting to start working for the Walt Disney Company? Like, what would you warn them of, I guess?
It depends if you want to do a CP or if you just want to go part-time, full-time. If you're going to do a CP, I would definitely say try and finish as much college as you can first, because you'll put yourself behind, and unfortunately it will take longer for you to get your ultimate dream job. Don't be afraid to go out of the bubble. You know, there's a lot more to see than just the Disney theme parks. You know, take a trip over to the beach, you know, go to the shopping malls. I don't know, there's a bunch to do in Orlando besides the theme parks. Honestly, if it comes to, you know, you want to work full-time, make sure you get a spot that you actually like. You'll be working a lot of hours. Make sure to get those benefits and stuff. Part-time, I would say definitely try and get a location you really like, because you'll probably be working the same amount of hours, just no benefits.
We have entered Space Mountain, so I guess we're gonna ask some pretty dark questions now, since the rest of this is pretty dark. Is there anything you saw as a cast member at working for Walt Disney Company that like ruined the Disney magic for you? Is there anything at all? And don't answer this like it's a business, like a interview. You feel like it's a, he told me before, he's like, I feel like it's a job interview. Just be loosey-goosey, whatever. Okay.
I would say the number one thing I remember most that, you know, kind of ruined the magic for me was definitely when I was a seater over at Animal Kingdom, basically a host or a hostess, if you don't know what a seater actually is. The waiters weren't very nice to me, you know, like, they told me during my training that I should, you know, talk to the guests, bring them to their table, you know, like, try and, like, hype up, you know, like, hey, it's a buffet, you know, you got 5 characters here, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, the waiters only cared about their tips, and it was very sad to see that, you know, they would rush me to get to the table, and then if I took too long, they would physically take me and, like, push me out of, like, the equation, and they would sit them themselves. So that part kind of stunk, you know, like, you see, like, the nice waiters, but unfortunately it's not always like that. You know, it's still a fun job, but at the same time, it's like, let me do my job, you do your job, you know?
All right, last question for the very first episode of the People Mover podcast. I'm being laughed at right now because of how on the spot this is. You said before that you worked as custodial. What is the grossest thing that you cleaned up as custodial?
I always had this weird, like, kind of like dream that I would end up cleaning a Code V. So Code V is vomit. It's pretty self-explanatory. I always thought it'd be funny to get a Code V call on Tower of Terror, because I was at Hollywood Studios a lot, and I got one, and I thought it'd be funny to go in and like see like the puke all over the floor, but eventually I looked up and it was dripping from the ceiling. I still don't know how it got up there, but I saw the photo and the video from that ride, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. The vomit from the Tower of Terror was definitely probably the grossest thing I've ever cleaned up, because I had to shut down a whole elevator, and I got a lot of dirty looks and cursed out in probably about like 13 different languages, but it's magical, isn't it, right? Magical place.
Next, we're going to be riding Space Mountain. One of the most disappointing parts for us about the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is that there is an overlay for Space Mountain during the party, and unfortunately the ride was down the entire day. But right now, it is also a party night. This is filmed on a Tuesday, which is one of the party nights they have, and meaning that there's like a lot less people in the park itself because the park closes at 6 for regular park guests. Space Mountain's at a 20-minute wait right now, and I've rarely ever seen it anything close to this, especially during summer months. And yeah, this is crazy. We're gonna go ride Space Mountain.
You know, filming's not allowed on this ride. But Ryan, wouldn't it be funny if someone did a podcast?
All right, everybody, welcome to the very first episode of the Space Mountain podcast. With me, right in front of me, is my friend Max. Max, say hello.
Hello.
Now, I heard your recent appearance on the People Mover podcast, and I wanted to ask you a few more questions. Off camera before, you mentioned that you had worked a few different parties as a PhotoPass photographer. What are some of the rare characters that you were photographing on these parties? What, can you name a few?
Queen of Hearts, Lotso, with the Tweedles. There's a whole bunch of them, man. Oh my God, oh no.
Now, was this mainly like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party? Oh! Or was this, did you also do the Christmas parties?
I worked them both. I enjoyed the Halloween ones more though.
Oh God!
We shouldn't have paid co-bills before this. Oh God!
Oh my God! Is there any positions in the Walt Disney Company you would suggest people avoid? Any positions you'd suggest people avoid?
Merchandise and food and beverage. 100%.
Thank you for the input. If you'd like to follow Max, you can find his info down below. Okay, thank you for listening to episode 1 of the Space Mountain podcast. Tune in next week. Make sure to like and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. Bell icon too. That's it for today here at Magic Kingdom. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't checked out our other videos, what are you doing? Like this one right here? This one's amazing. Or what about this one? That one's great too. I don't know which ones I'm gonna put there, but there's gonna be a video here and there's gonna be a video there. Watch those and say you came from this one. Okay. Bye.